Welcome to the regular council meeting for September 27th. I'll call the meeting to order. Acknowledgement. Land we gather on is the ancestral land of Mi'kmaq. We respect the Mi'kmaq as the indigenous people of Prince Edward Island. Ask for approval of the agenda. Second. Okay. Do we have any disclosure conflict? Ask for approval of previous minutes for the regular meeting July 26th. Second, almost in favor. Aye. Is there any business arising from the minutes in July? Speak to it. Okay, thank you. Yes, the presentations. Thank you to our staff, Lori and Wendy. Kevin. Committee council. Two resolutions. Minutes. Decisions.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The first resolution, COC 2023. Thank you. By myself, seconded by Councillor Burns. Whereas the APM Center is an ice rink / recreation complex located in the town of Cornwall. The center is owned under a unique organization structured by Communities 13 Incorporated and governed by a board of directors. The town of Cornwall is a member of Communities 13 Incorporated and thus a part owner with membership on the board. And whereas the original 13 communities in the ownership group have undergone change over the ensuing years, and from time to time, interest is raised on Cornwall Council of investigating the option of assuming ownership in some manner or form of the APM Center. And whereas the Cornwall Council has been approached to support the potential expansion of the APM Center, which has again raised a question on council regarding potential ownership. And council would like to determine the sentiment of the current board on options for the purchase of the APM Center by the town of Cornwall. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of Cornwall send a letter to the APM Center's board of directors to determine if there is interest from the board regarding a potential purchase of the APM Center by the town of Cornwall. The resolution.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor Fizzle. Is there any comments? This resolution. The vote, all those in favor? Aye. So carried.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution date today, September 27th. Motion number C0C-24-2023. Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Moved by myself, Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Corey Stevenson. Whereas Prostate Cancer Foundation, British Columbia, and Prostate Cancer Support Canada have requested that the town of Cornwall light up the Cornwall Town Hall in blue to show support for Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, which is September. Therefore, be resolved that the town of Cornwall illuminate the Cornwall Town Hall in blue in support of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month until Friday, September 29th.
Councilor Burns. Yes, Councilor Fizzle.
Do we change the lights to those?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
We can do all kinds.
can we?
Yes.
Oh,
Kind of like Nancy.
great. That's exciting. It's very good. Great. Thanks. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
And I didn't see it yet, Madam Mayor, just you just trace your staff, all that, or educate the public on social media on that illumination. Thanks.
Will do. I forgot to say in my opening of council meeting, Also, Julie Burlington sends her regrets to she's unable to make it. Feeling that Department of Sustainability, really high. Yes. Stevenson's going.
Just a couple of notes to pass along, from Councillor Hurlahai, the chair of that committee who's out, served as deputy chair. She just wanted to make note that the wildflower campaign will start soon. And that the town has been busy planting trees, that we got through the 2 billion tree program, which was great. And just that, as we mentioned at committee of council, that the committee is looking to kind of draft policy, a motion to bring forward to council in the coming month or two regarding the switch program. That was everything from environment. Was there any questions that I can gain or pass along to Councillor Hurlahai?
So she's feeling better, so.
Council Frizzle, Municipal Emergency Services. We have a resolution.
Yeah, I do, Madam Mayor. Reports also in the package. I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments on any of the reports in there regarding fire, police, transit, or bylaw enforcement. If not, I'll just comment on the transit. I've been taking the transit lately, and it's quite busy. It's great to see it. It's well used. My son and his friends are also using it. They think that's really exciting, and it's some independence and stuff for them. They have asked though about why we don't have more frequent runs. So it would be nice to have more frequent runs, to have more stops and pickups in the town. They've also asked or they've inquired about being able to take the bus in Cornwall, straight to get from Cornwall to Charlottetown, but they'd like to be able to take the bus to get from, you know, a neighborhood in Cornwall to another neighborhood in Cornwall, or the Cherry Fox complex or the APM center and stuff. So I know that we're it's going to be a topic of discussion at our next municipal and emergency services meeting. So yeah, just so the residents know, we're looking into it. We hear those concerns, and I think there's a consultation that's going to be ongoing coming up soon, and yeah, there's going to be a consultant here on next week about that. So exciting things are happening with the municipal and emergency services committee. So with that, I will proceed to my resolution. This here. Oh, yes. Okay, I'll read it. So resolution, motion number is MES 12/2023 Reception Center Resilience Fund. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Burns. Whereas the Reception Center Resilience Fund is a new initiative offered by the province of Prince Edward Island Emergency Measures Organization, or EMO, provide financial assistance to municipalities to foster resilience in their respective emergency reception centers. And whereas the fund is primarily for the purchase and installation of generators, the town of Cornwall has had discussions with EMO inquiring as to whether they would consider other necessary reception upgrades on a case-by-case basis, given the fact that the town of Cornwall Reception Center has 100% backup power now. EMO indicated they would be open to that respect. And whereas during the path of post-tropical storm Fiona, it became apparent that the current kitchen facilities in the Cornwall Reception Center were inadequate for the prolonged period of need and use of the center. It was discussed with EMO whether kitchen upgrades in the center would be eligible for funding. It was indicated that such a project could warrant consideration under the fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of Cornwall submit an application to the province of PEI Reception Center Resilience Fund. In an amount up to a maximum of $50,000, dependent upon kitchen upgrade estimates still to be received. It's the resolution, Madam Mayor.
Councilor Pritchard. All those in favor? Thank you.
Yeah, I just make a comment before we leave in this session. I have November 8th set up for a EMO workshop, ICS. Incident Management Systems at 8 o'clock in the morning for staff, but if any council members that would like to attend are certainly welcome.
ICS 100.
That's November 8th, 8 AM.
It's November 8th,
It's a Wednesday.
8 AM to when?
It's about 4 hours, so say 12 o'clock. You're in, Councilor Campbell? You can let me know. I don't have to
That's
give
in
them.
person.
Yeah, right, it's here.
Yeah.
I don't have to give them final numbers for another week or so. But
Pencil me down, I guess.
okay. That works. Anybody else wants?
What's the call again? EMO what?
It's ICS 100.
I
It's
see, yes.
Incident Command System.
Oh, yes, I don't.
So that's the first of the series that we'll bring out here. They're kind enough to bring it right out to us, so as long as you have enough time. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Also, I was working on finding a Saturday that works for everybody to go over the emergency management plan, Looking at Saturday, November 18th at the moment, if that works.
The afternoon.
Morning or afternoon?
More,
Like at 9 to 12.
yeah.
Awesome. 8 to 12.
Yeah, that's on the
8 to 11, let's do that.
Actually, I prefer that.
Yeah,
8 to 11 on the Saturday.
yeah.
Sure, that works for me.
8 and. Yeah, I think I should be able to make that too.
Absolutely. Just please, send out a reminder.
Yeah, no, for sure. Excellent. Thank you.
Just to add to your report, Councilor Pritchard,
Yes.
has been, over the past short while. It's been breaking and entries and equipment stolen from construction sites.
Yes.
And as well, a little more feeding in another location. So our RSVP have been notified of all and, they're busy trying to people responsible.
Yeah.
And also I noticed the SO, there's been several, gas and. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
as I think anybody watched, actually, when you do the nursing, so that habits is
Yeah.
increasing everywhere.
We've seen everywhere.
And it's using up their, reports, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you know, it's disappointing and it's. People have to be vigilant, you know, they have to lock the doors, take precautions to. Keep things safe and I know a lot of people do stuff and. Slips up, but yeah, it's not a good trend, so.
No.
Yeah.
And even when people do take precautions like cameras and a lot of things out, they smash everything around and strip all the equipment. Anyway, just so it's a heads up to everybody as we move ahead and our CMP working with this stuff. Good. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, Parks and Recreation, sorry, Councilor Stevenson.
No problem, Madam Mayor. Just a few items from my report this evening. The end of the summer. The town played host to the Just Live Fun Run, which we know is a resounding success. Just want to give a kudos to the organizers. A really well-run inaugural event, which they're looking to make an annual event here in the town of Cornwall. And they've given great feedback with the town for allowing them to set up shop here and for the staff that we provided the day of to help with the event. Just overall, the feedback from many residents was that it was and participants was that it was a really well-run event. So kudos to them. Corn Fest was recently held in the town, our annual fall festival, and it was a great success. We had a record turnout for the family barbecue and corn boil on Sunday with a gorgeous afternoon. Hundreds out. Other events saw a great turnout as well. The movie night the yard sale, even though it was in competition with the 70-mile yard sale that was rescheduled. The dessert bingo was a great hit with Mary Bakery Treats. And the family barbecue that I just noted with the North River Fire Department there and inflatables. And the youth dance had over 60 participants as well. So we had some great events. And I just want to give a congrats to the new shocking champ, Patty Ratchis, the owner of Sam's Restaurant. It was my third second place finish in a row. And even though I think video replay would show that I may have won, we went with Tim Murnier's decision that he won. Anyway, I'm still waiting. If it was football, Councilor Bluth, I would have threw a flag.
You need a scrutineer or something.
Yeah, I would have thrown a flag in the channel. But anyway, Patty, congrats to Pat. We had a great finish, and just congrats to the other celebrity shuckers that participated. Wally at Parmasade, who should have finished third this time, so he was looking for another repeat. Don Bell at the Lions Club, Steve Letner at the Cornwall Timberwolves, and congrats to the youth who participated as well in a couple youth shucking events. They had a lot of fun. Big thanks to the staff and events committee of volunteers who helped make these events possible and so much fun for the residents. On the local sports front, just a couple of quick notes. I attended a couple of CAMBA, our baseball group fundraisers over the end of the summer as they prepared for coming tournaments, a growing group that's traveling lots and growing in numbers. I attended the AGM for the Cornwall Timberwolves, which it's always great to learn about our growing sports groups in our town. And coming up soon in October, there's going to be the 13 Communities Inc. board will be meeting. I'll be attending as our town rep. That's next month. And lastly, Madam Mayor and Council, the lacrosse nationals were held recently in Cornwall as well on the Labor Day weekend, held here in Cornwall, well attended. Kudos to staff who helped, the lacrosse PEI. I took in some action up there with Councillor Campbell. And great sport to watch. It was educational to a lot of people I talked to who weren't, they just checked out their fields and the sport of lacrosse while they had the chance while it was in town. And it was a good educational experience for a lot of folks as well. But a great job for staff who certainly helped, keep things moving efficiently and had immaculate fields for the players to play on. And certainly I heard good feedback from some of our neighboring or some of our businesses such as Goods Independent, Subway, Esso, who certainly felt the economic spin-off of the event. So just overall a good event for the town as a whole. Certainly some things to improve on in terms of dealing with certain groups that use our facilities, but at committee level, we've talked about that to tighten that up going forward. So that is, I'll entertain any questions, but that's all I have for my report.
Just a couple of things, Councillor Stevenson. I did want to just echo Councillor Stevenson's comments on the lacrosse nationals. Spent a lot of the weekend there and it was really interesting. It was very high energy. And at the Parks and Rec Committee, I did pass on to Kim to pass on to all of her staff how hard the town staff worked to get those fields prepared. And I saw how hard they worked all weekend, and the executive director Ryan Casey and I had chatted after the event. He said staff and management were world class. He was very, very appreciative. So we pass that on to Kim and her staff. And one thing Councillor Stevenson didn't mention was the virtual reality tryouts, which is going on at the same time as the Mary's Bakery bingo. And so my son and I took part in that VR headset thing and tried it out. And I expect that's probably going on the Christmas list now, thanks to the town. But that was also, there were some people in the kind of the back room that was very well attended, kind of neat to see and give kids a chance to try it out. So that was pretty neat as well. So anyway, thanks for those, everything. Great, no problem.
Wait till you see the price of the games.
Yeah.
I just got one follow up there on the sporting side of things. People will be shocked that I'm going to comment about the Cornwall Timberwolves, but PEI tackle flag season is up and running, and there's been I guess two different Fridays with 3 different games at the Terry Fox complex over the previous 2 Fridays from under 14, under 16, and under 18. So football's up and going, and Terry Fox Sports Complex has been quite busy. The one cool thing to note, and I'm trying to find all of their names. I think I know them off the top of my head anyway, but the Cornwall Timberwolves have 4 different teams in those in between under 12, 14, under 16, under 18. In each team, we have at least 1 female player. And it's a predominantly, mostly almost 100% male in PEI. Occasionally there'll be a few other females playing and stuff. So Megan Mose is on the under 18 team, and is also a team PEI provincial tackle football player. Under 16, we have Carissa Zettel, and we have Caitlin. I don't know Caitlin's last name off the top of my head. Cornwall girl, lives over by Hilltop Drive. Under 14, we have Brinley Lettner and Nora McKinnon, and well, Carmela Jane Frizzle. And so it's great to see. It'll be surprising to some, but females in the sport of football are the fastest growing of any, I think, sport with females and stuff. So it's great to see, and it's great to see so are leading the province in that, because I'll see those numbers in the other teams so far. So very cool. And a set of home games in Cornwall will be the under 12. And it's not this coming Saturday, but the following. So come on out and get on Cornwall.
Just like to make note, Councillor Stevenson, the 2 tables that were also set up during the Corn Fest was the Meals on Wheels and our Susie's on Patrol. And I know the Meals on Wheels, they're only beginning, and it's great to have, there was many people purchase tickets, so that's great to add to their funds so as they begin their new project.
Yes, no, thanks for that. And Top Hat Party, which is they've been teaming up with some of our events, very popular with the balloon animals, and they stay, I think, as you might have. They come early and they make sure every child is served. So it's they're very happy to do so. So yeah, thank you. If there's no other questions, I can move into my resolution. Motion number PR 04-2023 APM Center Expansion Support Letter, moved by myself, Councillor Stevenson, seconded by Councillor Campbell. Whereas the APM Center Expansion Committee addressed council regarding the potential expansion of the APM Center through the addition of a second ice surface and the expansion of the general recreation area of the center. And whereas council is in great support of the expansion of the center, given the rapid population of the town and surrounding areas and the usage of the center. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of Cornwall send a letter of support regarding the proposed expansion of the center to the APM board. This letter will not contain a commitment of funds, but will, among other things, emphasize the requirement of support senior levels of government to bring such a project to fruition.
Comments on this? Motion? All in favor? So, does your resolution read council is in general support or is in great support? This might be misprint them on. It's general. General, okay.
Okay, my second motion this evening is motion number PR 05-2023 New Park Amenities for Vale Park. Moved by myself, Councillor Stevenson, seconded by Councillor Campbell. Whereas the home surrounding McVale Park demographic changes over the past number of years, with younger families moving into the area and residents requesting new play equipment. Whereas the town of Cornwall completed a Parks, Recreation and Open Spaces Master Plan 2019. Recommended playground improvements for this park, among others. Whereas the 2023-24 capital budget included $100,000 for existing park improvement, and the Parks and Recreation Committee recommended McPhail Park as the existing park to upgrade this fiscal year. Whereas the Parks and Recreation Committee, having considered 3 different compositions of playground equipment, all at comparable pricing, recommended the purchase of the attached play structure from Miracle Recreation Equipment with the addition of a further school bus component and wood fiber chip base for the price of $78,126.63, inclusive of shipping, exclusive of HST.
Thank you, Councilor Stevenson. Do you have any concerns with this?
I don't have concerns, I just have a few comments. It's very nice to see a motion of this nature plan coming forward. We have a lot of playgrounds in Cornwall that are older neighborhoods, and the playground equipment is very aged, and it really shows on the use. And we have these great spaces, but we need to invest back in those spaces to encourage our young people to get outside and play more instead of being on electronics all the time. And this is a wonderful start. We have a few other areas that definitely need investing as well. And I'm very happy to see this coming forward for this neighborhood.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Stevenson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We've all received your report in the package. I have 3 resolutions coming forward this evening. So if there's no questions or comments in regards to the report, I'll just carry on with the resolutions. First resolution this evening, motion number PL 19/2023, position of portion of PID 1109404, 71, 73, 75, 77 Byway Avenue by land donation. Moved by myself, Jill McIsaac, seconded by Councillor Campbell. Whereas the town received an offer of donation of land from Queens County Condominium Corporation number 82, being a portion their outdoor common area and portion of PID 1109404, hereinafter referred to as the property, located at 7173 7577 Byway Avenue, being approximately 0.29 acres. Whereas the property is vacant on developable green space currently maintained by the Queens County Condominium Corporation number 82. Whereas the property is adjacent to Hyde Pond and the town's Hyde Pond Trail. Therefore, be it resolved that the council grant approval for acquisition of the property for the amount of $1 and authorized payment of costs associated with acquisition, including, but not limited to, the survey plans, conveyance documents, and legal fees.
Comments on this? All those in favor?
Thank you. Second resolution coming forward this evening, motion number PL 20/2023, public meeting, proposed amendment to the zoning and subdivision control development bylaw 422. Moved by myself, Jill McIsaac, and seconded by Councillor Stevenson. Whereas the town planning staff and council have prepared proposed amendments to the zoning and subdivision control development bylaw 422. And whereas amendments to the bylaw must be presented at a public meeting pursuant to section 22 of the bylaw. And whereas the proposed amendments were provided to the planning committee, the September 6, 2023 committee meeting, and to the committee of council at September 20th, 2023 committee meeting. Therefore, be it resolved that proposed bylaw amendments be presented at the public meeting pursuant to section 22.2 of the zoning and subdivision control development bylaw 422. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried.
Could I speak to that?
Yeah.
I was gonna catch it before the vote, but. That's it, it's fine. I put on to your desk a document showing. Another item that the planning department would like to add to that public meeting since we're having one. If you look on that, the document with the colored maps on it. You'll see 4 areas where a specific parcel of land is divided into 2 zones, which doesn't. Comply with our bylaw for that matter. Zone boundary needs to be along a street or a highway. If it's at its center line, or if it's needs to follow property lines. As you can see, these ones in these examples here go right through property. So we just like to put that onto the public meeting as well and adjust those. And generally what I think will occur with that, but will be explained at the public meeting, is that the dominant one will be the one that it goes to, like you can see. R3, R1 with that little basic trail sliver sitting there, that would go to R3. Third. R1, those would go third for the most part. But I think that's the methodology in it, is that the much larger one takes over the servient one, but. I'll be the subject to the public meeting and Paul's planning with that going forward to the meeting as well. So everybody's in there.
Thank you.
No date for that public meeting yet, is there?
Not yet.
No.
And Spencer will sign a little poll.
Thank you. The third resolution for this evening, PL 21-2023, the Housing Accelerator Fund. Moved by myself, Jill McIsaac, and seconded by Councillor Flugo. Whereas the town of Cornwall recognizes the need to address the current housing crisis and ensure all residents have access to attainable housing options. Whereas the federal government, through the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation CMHC, announced $4 billion in funding under the Housing Accelerator Fund, which provides incentive funding to lead the local governments undertaking initiatives amid increasing housing supply. And whereas town of Cornwall Council acknowledges the benefit of receiving funding from CMHC through the Housing Accelerator Fund in order to incentivize the development of attainable housing projects. Whereas the Housing Accelerator Fund application requires municipalities with a population under 10,000 residents to propose 5 initiatives to the program, and a resolution expressing the support of council for application and to the program and the incentive proposed. Whereas the 5 proposed Housing Accelerated Fund initiatives from the town of Cornwall are: 1, implement revisions to bylaw 422 to increase the maximum building height in the R4 PERD and C1 zones from 40 feet to 60 feet to allow higher density development. 2, to implement revisions to a bylaw 422 to reduce parking requirements for multi-unit dwellings to allow higher density development. 3, implement revisions to bylaw 422 to permit accessory dwelling units in an R1 zone. 4, implement revisions to bylaw 422 to permit multiple unit dwellings not defined by the bylaw in the R3, R4, PERD, and C1 zones. And 5, adoption of the development change bylaw in order to define costs to developers for extending municipal facilities and services. Therefore, be it resolved that Cornwall Town Council fully support the application to Housing Accelerated Fund and the implementation of the 5 initiatives proposed above the address the housing crisis.
Thank you, Dr. Mayor. Comments on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Campbell. Reports.
We haven't met, our package shows minutes from the 28th meeting. The meeting will be immediately following this meeting, so we'll have more to report on next council meeting.
Councilor Brown.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have 2 resolutions to bring forward. They are both more or less brought on as a result of Fiona and ensuring that we have our ducks in a row in case there's any other disaster that town. The first one is motion number U 07-2023. Mobile radio equipment, moved by myself, Councillor Burns, seconded by Deputy Mayor McIsaac. Whereas the town of Cornwall, and in particular the water and sewer utility, face significant challenges with communications when the cellular network was unavailable after post-tropical storm Fiona. And it was recommended that the town acquire its own short-range emergency communications equipment. And whereas the town has approved a budget of $50,000 in the 2023 utility capital budget to purchase emergency communication equipment. And whereas the town received a proposal from Spence Communications to supply and install 14 VHF radios, base stations, and digital repeater for $23,182.82 plus harmonized sales tax. Therefore, be it resolved that the town accept the proposal from Spencer Communications, provide the town with emergency communication equipment as noted above in the amount of $23,182.82 plus HST.
Thank you, Dr. Barnes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
My second resolution has come up as a result of some break and enters at some of our buildings over the past several months, and one last year and another one more recently. It's we did not have a camera policy to install surveillance cameras at these sites. So we've been working to develop a policy for the town on what is exactly done with the footage from those cameras. So motion number U 08-2023 camera policy, moved by myself, Councillor Byron, seconded by Deputy Mayor McIsaac. Whereas the town of Cornwall has been increasing the number of security cameras it has in use in the community and recognizes that a balance of needs to be struck between the use of such equipment and the reasonable expectation of privacy of members of the community and visitors. And whereas the town recognizes the need for policy to govern the use of security cameras and ensure this balance is struck. Therefore, be resolved that the town of Cornwall adopt the draft security policy, camera policy previously considered by councillors and attached to this resolution.
Thank you, Councilor Barnes. All those in favor?
Aye.
And that's everything, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. The certificate of appreciation, I guess you have it in a package. Certificate of appreciation presented to the town of Cornwall, supporting the principal of Police Association 33rd Annual Convention Congress. The above named organization has shown outstanding community support by helping increase public attention regarding senior abuse awareness. Thank you for helping our police association to support the communities that we serve. I'm Sergeant Ron McLean, Sergeant L. Business. I would just like to say that on September 30th, we take a moment of silence to recognize the reconciliation. So that is September 30th. And as well, I'd like to some wishes out to all the students and teachers and bus drivers, the whole teaching force. They return to school and university and college, and wish them all well and be safe in their year. And I'm sure most of you would know, many over this past month, there seems to have been a number of our families have been lost members within their household or brothers or sisters. So I extend, on behalf of town council, I wish to extend our condolences to all of these families and their family members. Things that can go in cycles with this kind of stuff. Else have anything? I wish to. Need camera. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.